Years ago, an auditor asked for proof of operating system build numbers and machine certificate expiration dates across a small server room. Small meant 40 servers. 2 admins opened Regedit, the certificate snap-in, and a spreadsheet. By lunch, we had screenshots, typos, and 1 critical web certificate missing from the list because somebody clicked CurrentUser instead of local machine. The fix was not a new product. It was understanding that PowerShell could walk the registry and certificate store like folders and return objects we could sort, filter, and export. The manual way feels safe because you can see what you are doing. Regedit, system properties, the certificates console, environment variables, they all work for one computer. They break when the question becomes, which servers differ, which certificates expire in 30 days, or which service account has a strange environment setting. Screenshots are not data. They do not sort well, they do not compare well, and they definitely do not survive a follow-up question. At feet scale, you need repeatable reads. That means commands that can point at many locations and produce consistent objects. PowerShell providers give us that, without learning a new tool for every Windows storage area. A PowerShell provider exposes some kind of storage through a drive-like interface. The file system is only one provider. The registry provider exposes HKLM and HKCU. The certificate provider exposes Cert. The environment provider exposes env. The variable provider exposes variable. That means your hands can stay on the same verbs: get child item to list, get item to retrieve an item, and get item property to read properties where the provider supports them. This episode is deliberately read-only. We are exploring and reporting. Safe registry rights, including backups, detection, and idempotent changes, deserve their own admin tier episode. Start with discovery. Run Get-PSProvider to see the providers loaded in your session. Then run Get-PSDrive to see the actual drives PowerShell has mounted. Now try cd HKLM: and run Get-ChildItem. You are not in a folder, you are walking a registry hive. For operating system version data, use Get-ItemProperty against HKLM: software/Microsoft Windows NT CurrentVersion. For environment variables, Get-ChildItem lists names and values. For certificates, Get-ChildItem Cert: CurrentUser lists personal certificates for the current user. Use select object to shape the report and sort object or where object, just like you did with services and processes. Here is a realistic morning ticket. Security asks which admin workstations are on a given Windows build, whether any user certificates expire soon, and what the path environment variable looks like on one suspect machine. Locally, read the build with Get-ItemProperty on the CurrentVersion registry key, selecting ProductName, DisplayVersion, and CurrentBuild. Read certificates with Get-ChildItem Cert CurrentUser then where object NotAfter -LT add days 30. Read the environment with Get-ChildItem and filter name equal path. None of that changes the machine. The output is structured objects, so you can export CSV, compare tomorrow, and answer the next question without another click-through session. There are limits. Providers are not identical file systems. Some support Get-ItemProperty well, some do not. Some support filtering differently. Registry view matters. A 32-bit PowerShell process on Windows can see a different registry view than a 64-bit process, especially under software keys. PowerShell 7 on Windows is normally 64-bit if you installed that build. Windows PowerShell 5.1 also exists in both architectures. Cert is mainly a Windows administration provider, so do not expect the same paths on Linux or Mac OS. And when you use remoting later, remember that CurrentUser means the remote session identity, not magically the person sitting at the keyboard. Providers are one of those foundation topics that pays rent for years. They connect the object pipeline to real Windows administration, registry inventory, certificate hygiene, environment review, and variable inspection inside your own session. They also teach a discipline I want you to keep: audit before change. In group policy, desired state configuration, endpoint management, and incident response, you should be able to prove current state before you modify it. Providers are the bridge between familiar commands and less obvious Windows stores. Once you see HKLM and Cert as drives, later automation feels less mystical and a lot more testable. Your 10-minute exercise is safe and read-only. Open PowerShell 7 on a test machine or your own admin workstation. Run Get-PSDrive and sort by provider. Visit env with Get-ChildItem env and find path, temp, and username. Visit variable and look at what your session is carrying. Then read HKLM software, Microsoft Windows NT CurrentVersion with Get-ItemProperty and select a few build fields. Finally, list Cert CurrentUser My and select a subject, NotAfter, and Thumbprint. Do not set anything, remove anything, or copy commands from random blogs that use new item property today. This episode is about building eyes before hands. 3 takeaways. First, PowerShell providers make non-file data look like drives. HKLM, HKCU, Cert, env, and variable are admin territory you can navigate. Second, the same verbs matter. Get-ChildItem, Get-Item, and Get-ItemProperty take you a long way before you learn anything exotic. Third, read-only audits beat screenshot hunts because objects can be filtered, compared, and exported. We will handle safe registry rights later with backups and guardrails. For now, practice looking. New PowerShell and Windows Administration episode daily on this channel, moving from first commands to real fleet automation.